Wake Up Heavy is a Weirding Way media podcast.
I am not your foot.
Welcome to Wake Up Heavy, the world's greatest horror movie podcast. On this episode, my weird dad and I will be talking about
Hello and welcome to Wake Up Heavy. This is Mark Begley, your host. Joining me as usual these days is my daughter Cleo.
Yay! Hello.
We are talking about Twin Peaks: The Return, episodes 7 through 12, which I think we mentioned on the Mulholland Drive episode was a great batch of episodes.
Yeah, really solid episodes.
There's a lot to get into, but first, before we do that, I had an addendum to the Mulholland Drive episode because I had meant to talk about this, and then things happen and we talk about other things or just don't go down that path. But one of my main theories about the movie was shaped quite a while ago by the comparison to the film Persona, a Swedish film by Ingmar Bergman. It's about two women. One of them kind of takes over the other one's personality. And there's sort of a cinematic tradition of this. I don't know what the proper term or if there is a term, but I always call it the parasitic female.
That's fun.
One gal gets involved with another, and usually one of them is like more confident and powerful and going for it, and the other one's meek and mild, and then it's sort of a love thing, but it's a possessive thing, and they start emulating that person and copying that person and trying to be that person, and sometimes they literally take over that person or switch into that person. In Mulholland Drive, when they're laying on the bed and Rita is flat on her back and Betty is in profile, the way that shot is, and their faces merge like into one face with two different profiles pointing different directions. That's like straight from Persona.
Oh, cool.
And then there's, a number of other films. There's a great one by Robert Altman called Three Women with Sissy Spacek and Shelley Duvall. Something we should watch. That's really, really good.
That. Yeah.
It's the same idea, basically. Sissy Spacek is this meek teenager, and Shelley Duvall is this really talkative, gregarious, outgoing gal, and they switch. Sissy Spacek kind of takes over the Shelley Duvall character's character, and then there's a third woman that's involved, wrapped into it. She's not in it a lot. She's involved as well. And then another one of his films called Images, which I really love. It's more of a horror film. The main gal in that actually constantly sees her own doppelganger, like literal doppelganger. It's not two people playing two different roles. She keeps seeing herself in the distance and stuff.
Like Black Swan type thing.
Black Swan is another example of this. There's another horror movie called Symptoms about these two women who are in a cabin somewhere. One of them takes over the other.
Mark may be misremembering this, as it has been quite some time since he saw it.
And then the other one, sort of a more obvious, less metaphorical one, is Single White Female with Bridget Fonda and Jennifer Jason Leigh, where Bridget Fonda moves in with Jennifer Jason Leigh and basically tries to turn into her, cuts her hair, dyes her hair the same, wears the same clothes, steals her clothes, steals her man.
Oh my God.
Stealing the man is always a big part of it.
Yeah.
And a lot of them. That shaded my view of Mulholland Drive.
Well, yeah.
I mean, she puts that wig on Rita, right? And then they look alike.
Yeah, they have the blonde wig.
It's not so much swapping her out, but I think her dream sort of encapsulates that idea where Rita and or Camilla is the famous or becoming well-known and getting the parts and blah, blah, blah. And that's what Diane had wanted.
Mm-hmm.
It's more of a failed attempt at
that
swap, I guess.
Yeah.
Afterwards, I'm like, doggone it, there's always something I miss that is sort of important.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, I haven't seen Persona, all the other ones I have, and I really like that trope, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's so, like, I love Black Swan, and she has it with herself, with her weird doppelgangers, with Winona Ryder's character in Black Swan, and with Mila Kunis's character in Black Swan.
Right.
Like, all of them are taking things from the other one in their ballet competition lifestyle, basically.
And almost even Natalie Portman with her mom.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Or the mom with her.
Yeah, it's kind of every... Yeah.
And it also goes along with your idea of the pitting the females against each other.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say when you were describing it, I was like, well, this also kind of sounds like Mean Girls in a way.
Right.
That is so fetch.
She willingly, Katie, goes and like purposely tries to become one of the plastics with Regina George, but she and Regina end up swapping. She becomes the leader and Regina becomes this like, I mean, she's still Regina George, but like at one point in the movie, there's a whole plot about her like getting fat. So, you know.
Yeah.
2000s fat also, I might add.
Yeah, that popularity thing. Mm-hmm. The one girl who's, I mean, even in that she's all that kind of thing where
she kind of takes it from her.
She becomes really popular, so the other gal loses her popularity. Mm-hmm. That's a specific trope for teen movies. A lot of them. But anyway, let's get into
Twin Peaks.
How they biting back there, Doc?
You know, just the other morning I caught 2 brown trout in my pajamas.
Yeah?
How they got in my pajamas, I'll never know.
Did you make a breakfast out of them?
And fried them. Right out there by the river.
Twin Peaks, episode 7, starts with Jerry tripping out in the woods, which we continue to go back to, you know, throughout a bunch of these episodes. Mm-hmm. And he's lost. Somebody stole his car. He calls Ben and says someone stole his car. We don't see that part, but sure, whatever.
He's also like, I think I'm high or something like that. And it's like, I'm sure you are, dude. Like, right.
That's his new business, is selling weed.
Yeah.
So,
I think I'm high.
The great thing about these episodes, this chunk of episodes, is a lot of questions that we had from the prior 6 are answered. A lot of my mistakes are revealed. Which is fine, because I constantly said throughout that episode that, for me, I didn't necessarily remember how everything tied in. And we figure out how Bill Hastings ties in, because I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
The one big mistake I made was saying that I didn't think that the pages that Hawk found were from Laura's diary. And they absolutely are.
They totally are. They're so from her diary. Like, there's no other explanation. And they literally look at her. Oh, this is the page that's missing.
Yeah, so the 3 of the 4 pages from her secret diary that was at Harold Smith's house is what they find, what Hawk finds in the stall door. I know. There's somebody doing yard work right now, folks.
I was going to say, can we hear that?
It is interesting what is described in those pages. This is Laura talking about a dream that she had about meeting Annie Blackburn in the Black Lodge, and Annie telling her the real Dale Cooper is trapped here as well. Mm-hmm. We see that in Fire Walk With Me.
And we talked about it. We were like, so is this like a weird time thing or like a dream thing? It's obviously some weird time inconsistency, I guess you would call it, that she was able to see Annie.
And Laura and Sarah Palmer are known for having dreams and visions.
Yeah.
So it makes sense in the overall theme of the show, the movie, everything about Twin Peaks. Mm-hmm. I'm curious if that is something that David Lynch thought through to this point, back then when it appeared in Fire Walk With Me.
Yeah, if he like had the idea the whole time, or if it just was like, I can connect these now.
Yeah, or if it's just one of those lucky happenstances that he seems to have a lot and say, oh, I can tie this in beautifully in this.
Which either way, it works. So
he and or Mark Frost. Let's not forget about Mark Frost. But they assume that Leland hid them one of the times that he was in the jail because he was there numerous times, as they explain. And
I think Hawk says it was when they were gonna accuse him of killing, what's his face, Renault?
Jacques.
Yeah, Jacques. But yeah, they're like, oh, well, then he must have just gone in the bathroom and hid them, which also crazy place to hide.
Well, you don't have many options in a police
That's
station.
true,
So
but it's
somewhere
just...
in the bathroom, the towel holder, or just even behind the toilet or in the tank of the toilet. Stuff gets hidden in those all the time in movies. So it makes sense.
Yeah.
They speculate that he was afraid he was going to get frisked and have that on him. And that's, which we also see in Firewalks with Me, that's how he knows that Laura is on to him. Yeah, I was totally wrong.
Also, Hawk's little your heritage thing kind of gets tied in here because the brand of the door or whatever is like...
Well, yeah, we talked about that on the last episode.
I was like, I couldn't remember, but yeah.
We talked about the Indian head nickel and the Nez Perce thing on the door. I had mentioned that someone was going to appear via Zoom on the show, and that also happens in this episode.
And it
is not even Zoom, though. I forget that this actually came out before I had even started Wake Up Heavy. Back in those days, when I interviewed someone, it was on Skype. Which
I remember the Skype days,
I
too.
hated Skype.
Yeah, it's fine. I don't. Zoom is easier to navigate, I think.
Well, it's much easier for recording, I'll tell you that. Yes, Sheriff Truman talks to Doc Hayward.
On his awesome computer.
His amazing pop-up computer.
It's so
pulls
cool.
up that little stick and it pops up out of his desk and is just awesome.
Yeah, it's a little screen because he already has the keyboard out, I think. And he's just like... And also, I made a comment on this both times we watched this episode. He does the pointer finger typing, which kills me. Old man going...
Single index finger typing, yes, totally.
I love it.
He talks to Doc Hayward because Doc Hayward was there when Cooper comes out of the Black Lodge on the original show at the end there. Truman wants to talk to him to see if he noticed anything odd, and he did. And he mentions he was acting strangely, and then he saw him in the hospital and thinks that he was coming out of Audrey Horne's room. I'm pretty sure that's the last time he saw him. And then he was gone. I believe.
Because then he just leaves.
That'll come back. That him being in Audrey's room will come back. What else happens in this one that's worth noting? The Navy gal goes to Buckhorn, finds out that this is, in fact, Major Briggs's body, but it has not aged appropriately. He should be a man in his 70s, and this is the body of a man in his 40s, late 40s.
We talked about how it, I think Bobby or whoever is like, yeah, my dad died in a fire. So it's like, still kind of, how did his body not really...
We know that's not true, though.
Obviously.
I mean, we know his dad didn't die in a fire, even just from the original show.
Yeah, but it's just like, where did that come from? How do they, or why do they think that? And then also, you know, what happened to Briggs, like, period.
It's my assumption that he, not in the Black Lodge, but he got yoinked to another dimension, which we will get into.
Yes.
But that age discrepancy matches with the timeline of the show, 25 years or so. We see another instance of one of the woodsmen in the hallway.
Yeah, creepy.
At the mortuary, or at the...
Coroner's mortuary.
Morgue. Mortuary. Creepy. Yeah, very creepy. Just walking down the hall, out of focus.
She's just standing there and you're like, who is this disgusting looking guy in the back of the scene? And he keeps getting closer and finally she's like, huh. And then walks out and he just walks right past. Very spooky. I like it. They're very strange.
We've got Diane being taken to talk to Cooper on this episode, which she is not happy about.
No.
And she's even less happy about it when she has that conversation and she tells Gordon Cole that is not Cooper, which, of course, they already suspected.
Yeah.
I love these scenes of the FBI agents with Diane because Tammy never knows what to do with her arms.
No, she's just kind of like awkwardly just like, the whole time.
And then after that meeting, Cooper requests or demands a meeting with the warden, basically sets up this blackmail scenario. He's got information on the warden, so he gets released, much to the chagrin of Gordon Cole, who has said, do not let that man out of your sight before he leaves.
And then he fully does, so, whatever.
Yeah, then they absolutely let him and Ray go and rent him a car even. How nice of them.
Yeah, seriously, he asked for a lot of stuff and they get it to him.
And we do return to Dougie in this. It has become for me, I am disappointed if we don't get to Dougie in an episode. And I remember
I love Dougie.
not enjoying Dougie as nearly as much on the first watch of this. And now it's like, I want to get back to Dougie.
He's the best, bro. I love him.
I want to see what's going to trigger him. And I just want to see what he's going to pick up on or learn, or those advances, and then just the fun stuff between him and Janie E and the Sunny Jim and the people at work, and now we've got the cops involved.
Yeah, the slice of life of Dougie Jones portion of each episode.
And now we've got the cops.
Yeah.
These Las Vegas cops who are apparently a trio of brothers.
They're all brothers.
They're all named Fusco.
So funny.
Our big guy from Green Room is in it and just giggles all the time.
His laugh is crazy. He needs to meet the waitress at the bar.
Yes, exactly. They, who knows?
They'd
Maybe
be
that'll
best
happen.
Friends. Yeah, seriously. You never know.
They're there to talk to Dougie about his car, which got blowed up. We start getting into this situation of the casino and those guys, I forgot their names, but the brothers who, had to pay out $425,000 to Dougie. They've also apparently, and this is sort of skipping ahead, but they also apparently had a claim through Dougie's company, his insurance company that he works for. Tom Sizemore's character, who is not up to good things in this and is denying and approving claims. What's the term? I think he's getting maybe paid off to either deny them or paid off to approve them. But he denied the brother's claim and ends up trying to lay it on Dougie. And then we'll get to it. The cops end up getting some information that they're going to follow up on because of, now I'm getting confused. They leave and all that, this about the car stuff. And then when Dougie and Janie E leave his work, Ike the Spike returns and tries to shoot Dougie and just gets taken out immediately. His Cooper side kicks in, gives him a karate chop in the throat.
And Janie E kind of stands her own, which...
Yeah, Janie E gets some throws in.
My bad, girl. We thought you were lying in the news report. You were not.
Dougie squeezes this guy's hand so hard that a chunk of his palm stays on the gun.
While his Cooper muscle memory kicks in, he also sees a vision, I guess, of the arm, which just says, squeeze his hand off, 3 times in its scary little voice. And he does it. And part of his palm meat just comes off onto the gun. It's so gross. It's an awesome scene, though.
This whole scenario gets reported on the news. Other people see this, and that'll come up again.
Mm-hmm.
The end of this episode is probably one of the more famous ones. We don't have a band playing, but we have music going.
Mm-hmm.
Booker T and the MGs, great song. And then we have 2 minutes of some guy sweeping the floor,
mm-hmm.
and that's it. And Jacques' twin or doppelganger, Jean-Michel Renault, who is now running the Bang Bang Club, a.k.a. the Roadhouse,
mm-hmm.
gets a call, and he's still doing the same thing. He's prostituting women and talking to somebody on the phone about all that. Yeah, I just love that we sit there and watch some guy and a master shot just sweep the floor forever.
He's just doing his job.
So episode 8, which is, for me, one of the greatest things David Lynch has ever done.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's a crazy episode for one, but it's really cool to watch.
I don't know if it's just that I think your mom and I tried to watch them when they came out, but I feel like, not that it was spoiled for me, but that I heard a lot of buzz.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe within overnight, just being on Twitter and going, everybody's like, oh my God, you've got to watch episode 8. You have to watch episode 8. And I was like, what? Possibly.
What happens?
Did Cooper come back? Did he wake up? Is that what we're talking about? And it starts with Ray and Evil Coop on the road. Evil Coop keeps talking about, I need those numbers. I need those numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Ray tries to kill him.
Straight up.
Seems successful. He's tricked Cooper with some dud bullets in the gun that he finds.
Mm-hmm.
I think he realizes, oh, this is a ploy to get me out of the car and kill me.
Yeah.
And so he tries to shoot Ray first. They're blanks or duds, and Ray, quote unquote, kills him. And the woodsmen pretty much immediately show up.
They're so weird. They're so freaky.
Somehow resurrect Evil Coop by rubbing his own blood all over himself.
Yeah. They kind of give him like a massage. I don't know. It's so weird.
The orb of Bob is shown in his stomach.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't they kind of take it out, or it's just like there in his guts?
It goes up. I don't think it goes away or they take it. I think it just kind of appears and then probably sinks back down.
Back in, yeah. With his little face in it. It's
yeah.
The Bob egg or whatever. Bob orb.
Bob orb. And we get those shots of a convenience store. I'm not going to say the convenience store, but of a convenience store with the woodsman, all this flickering camera work, the flickering lights, the smoke shooting out, and them jittering around and stuff.
Yeah.
That might be after what the main focus of this is, but we go back to, what's the date? It's in 1945, New Mexico, and an atom bomb test, which we see in slow motion. And it's a slow dolly or zoom into the mushroom cloud. And it's just amazing with Penderecki's music going that fits it perfectly.
Scary ass song, the Hiroshima song.
Yeah.
It's
just
terrifying.
The visuals of it are
it's
amazing.
So pretty.
Yeah. I mean, destruction can be beautiful.
It's really like gorgeous. A lot of the purple and like golden stuff. I was like, yeah. It's so nice looking, but also, yeah, it's literally a nuke. So, yeah. Also, the nuke picture behind Gordon, is it literally this, or is it?
It might be the same test.
Yeah, because I kept noticing it. And then finally, when we got to this episode, I was like, okay, so is that the nuke that he just has a giant picture of in the background?
And I guess you could say, for David Lynch and Mark Frost, this is kind of the beginning of modern evil. Mm-hmm. It's intimated that this is where Bob comes from.
Yeah, like it originated. I mean, atom bombs are pretty terrible. So yeah, I kind of agree that like makes sense, that this test and this idea of like, let's make a thing that will literally obliterate everything possible.
Right.
Yeah, that could create the little like spirit of evil, I think.
And spirit of something else possibly too.
Yeah.
But that's all mostly black and white, these portions in New Mexico, except for the color that's expressed within the explosion itself. Mm-hmm. Very fascinating. And then I think we skip 12 years to 1957 with that young couple that are leaving a dance or something, and the young boy, they're in their they're most likely 12 or so years old, 12, 13 years old.
Yeah, they're like preteens. Yeah, they're not that old. He's walking her home, I think.
And a couple of the things that we see because of the explosion, Bob's orb makes an appearance again, and then we've got these eggs that come out of the vomit of the experiment who is shown floating in
Judy, kind of. It has the same horns.
One of those eggs lands in the desert, hatches a disgusting creature.
It's kind of cute.
I hate that thing because it's half frog, half
It's very
cockroach.
bottom heavy.
Yeah, but
When
it
it
just, I think of
flies.
salamanders whenever I see it, and I hate salamanders.
You don't like a lot of amphibious stuff, and I do, so.
And we've got that. We've got the woodsman coming out.
Mm-hmm.
The main guy floats down from the sky, lands in the desert.
That's such an awesome little...
They walk across a road, freak out these people. He ends up at a local radio station and does his little spiel there.
This is the water, and this is the well. Drink full, and ascend. The horse is the white of the eyes, and dark within.
Me and Will were quoting that a couple days ago. We were doing the whole thing. It's very weird. They mentioned the horse. They mentioned the white eyes.
The well.
The well. Yeah. Basically every like Black Lodge inclined thing.
Yeah, and I'm sure that there's a perfectly great theory and explanation out there about what it all means, but I don't know. I have no idea what any of it means. But it basically hypnotizes this town or whoever's within earshot of the radio. And so the young couple that's walking home, the girl who's gone into her house and has been listening to the radio is also put to sleep by this. And that little creature that comes out of the egg finds her house,
flies into her room,
flies up to her windowsill, crawls in her mouth.
Terrible. That grossed me out. I didn't like that. Because also it's huge. It's not like a small little, because you said like it has like the cockroach like front half of it, but it's giant. It's a very big little creature thing for like what it is.
Yeah, it's more the size of a frog.
Yeah. And it just hops, not even hops, it crawls into her mouth and then she swallows. You can see her.
Yep. It goes right down her throat.
Yep. It's disgusting. And she's just sleeping.
The only real theory that I've heard is that this young lady is Sarah Palmer.
Yeah. After you told me that, I started seeing stuff about it on whatever, TikTok and social media. But yeah, I think most people
Reddit.
agree. Yeah. Ew. I think most people agree that it's probably Sarah Palmer.
Yeah, and I don't know what that implies, though.
Well, Sarah Palmer's kind of scary and strange. And also I will say she was drugged, they show in Fire Walk with Me, but she kind of does let a lot of the Bob Leland stuff happen. So maybe it's like an influence thing. She swallowed it and now it like influences her weirdness. She's weird. So
yeah, I guess I thought, okay, well, if this, I don't know if this thing is evil. It does come out of the experiment.
It's not confirmed, so.
She gives birth to Laura Palmer, who we see the giant and his cohort.
I liked his little lady friend. She was fun.
They send her gold orb up because of what's happened with the atomic explosion. This is like the antithesis of that. I'm thinking, well, if this thing is evil, how does that make sense with her having Laura? It does make sense if it has nothing to do with her having Laura. It's that she allows all this other stuff to happen. And she's not pleasant in this iteration of Twin Peaks. I mean, she's out of it in the original series.
Yeah, she's kind of just spaced out for a lot of OG Twin Peaks. But in this, she has some like frightening and odd scenes where she's not nice either. So it's just like...
Yeah. She is mostly in the original just grief-stricken and doped up the whole time. We don't get a whole lot of her in Fire Walk with Me. It is like that, the parent who turns an eye to what they either know explicitly or
have like a feeling,
assume is happening between their husband and daughter or husband and child, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, the thing with Laura also, it's like, it could just be a coincidence that she had her, or it couldn't. It might not be because of Bob's connection with Leland. So they were like, let's just send our like good, beautiful Laura straight into that family to be the rival to Bob or whatever. Obviously, we know how that ends, so it didn't really work. If that's what they were the giant was trying to do.
I mean, I guess she's not really successful other than she keeps herself from being taken over by him.
Yeah.
Right? By dying or by being killed.
His golden orb Laura doesn't really work. I think when we were watching it the second time, we kind of maybe assumed that where the giant and his lady friend are is supposed to be like the White Lodge.
Yeah, I believe it's the White Lodge.
Okay. It's very nice looking in there.
Yeah. Well, it's really modern on the outside, but very warm and
Yeah, it's nice.
old-timey on the inside.
And they have a little theater. Like, come on.
Where they're somehow watching this all unravel.
They're broadcast. That's what I was saying. It's like a little news broadcast. The interdimensional.
The globe that comes up. It's like...
Yeah. Where they watch her like go down into Washington. It's so good.
It's like those old educational films they used to show in schools.
The graphics.
And here's your planet.
Yeah. Literally the nuke safety videos that they would show kids in the 50s, like that almost. Just
briefly, we'll mention that the band in this one is Nine Inch Nails, who I am not a fan of. But it happens pre-explosion, so we get that whole Roadhouse scene early on.
Which they do a lot of. I mean, we just watched Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. Trent Reznor does a lot of film scores, so there's that. I
like the film scores that those guys do. I've just never been a fan of Nine Inch Nails.
Yeah.
I think the first time I saw this episode, I was like, I rank this with Eraserhead and Blue Velvet and now Mulholland Drive as a top 5 piece of film from David Lynch. It's absolutely amazing.
And I love that it's just an episode of a TV show. It's not its own standalone thing, but it's still so solid.
That's the one thing that I have rewatched over the years. I have watched episode 8 3 or 4 or 5 times since the original airing of the show, just because it's so fascinating and fun to watch.
Got some kind of wicked rush.
In episode 9, Cooper is back on the move. He runs into Hutch and Chantel.
They're so weird.
2 of his hitmen. Oh yeah, they get weirder too.
Oh, yay! I'm so excited.
She gives him a bag of Cheetos.
Yeah, it's Cheetos from her back pocket. After Hutch is like, give him a wet one. And I go, yuck. That's so gross.
Yeah. They're weird.
Yeah.
He orders them to kill Warden Murphy.
Yeah.
And have fun with them or do whatever they torture him, whatever they want to do with him.
He's just like, do whatever you want. And you're like, okay, what does that mean?
Now Dougie and Janie E are at the police station. So I was getting confused earlier because they have 2 separate conversations, one about the car accident, and then now they're back in to the station because of the Ike the Spike incident.
Yeah.
Discover that there is no record of Dougie Jones pre-1997, which I think we talked about on the first episode for this.
We might have. But I think it's interesting that it's 97 and not when the whole doppelganger, when Cooper gets switched out. It's later.
Right. Yeah, I think, did I read something, or I want to say I saw something about that, like what happens in that 8 years. Because, that would have been 89 that he would have been created, quote unquote. I don't know. Maybe that's how he was then, too, like learning everything.
Yeah.
Like Cooper is now. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
No birth certificate, no social security number, et cetera, et cetera. They have been giving Dougie coffee. They give him another cup, take the cup that he had been drinking so that they can run fingerprints and DNA. Yeah.
And this is when Dougie notices the American flag in the thing, and he's like, that looks so familiar. And then the receptionist or whatever walks by him, and she has red shoes on, and he also is like, those look very familiar. And it's so funny because I think, doesn't Janie E notice that he's looking at her feet or something?
I don't remember that, but I just remember thinking, oh, this is reminding him of Audrey, who often wore red pumps on.
Yeah, either that or her little her black and white shoes that she had.
Yeah, since they have Ike's full palm, they're able to get his prints. Are happy because Ike is apparently, a very well-known bad guy.
Many people mention him and are aware of who he is.
Yeah, And they track him down at the motel where he's staying and arrest him.
He does.
Thankfully.
A very comedic. He tries to get away from the cops and stuff, and he just goes, "Oh," when he realizes
he does another one of his little groans. Oh, very funny.
So good.
And in Twin Peaks, we have a little scene with Andy and Lucy, quote unquote, arguing over a chair, which color to buy. Andy uses a little bit of reverse psychology on Lucy.
Mm-hmm.
She ends up ordering the chair that he wants. So,
and doesn't he also get her the chair she wants, or did I hallucinate that?
Oh, I don't think so. I don't know.
I thought both of them eventually just got each other's chair.
Maybe,
but maybe
I don't remember that part, but that would even be better, to be honest.
Yeah, that they both just bought each other's chair.
Bobby gets, at some point, I think in the previous episode, he gets wrapped up in this conversation about Cooper. Explains to Sheriff Truman that Cooper, his dad had seen Cooper.
Yeah, right before he went missing.
Right. So they end up going to Bobby's parents' house, and we get our first visit with, first and only, I believe. I think she's only on this episode. So we finally see Bobby's mom. And I want to say this is the first returning character in these 3 episodes. Or I didn't note them, but I think
you're right.
Yeah. So Bobby's mom, played by Charlotte Stewart, who was Mary X in Eraserhead. And she tells them, oh, well, Bobby, your dad foretold all this to me. Mm-hmm. He said you guys would show up. He said it would be about Cooper. And I've got something I'm supposed to give you. Pulls another one of those little secret latches.
This is the chair.
That's so good.
On a chair. So this, we're connected there with the Andy and Lucy thing. And a secret compartment opens up and she gives them this tube.
Yeah, it's this little just metal tube. And it doesn't look like that it has any way of... It just looks solid when they first show it.
It looks like a cigar holder, like a fancy cigar holder. Mm-hmm. They come in tubes like that, but it's a little too small for that. But that's what it made me think of at first.
I like that they mentioned that Major Briggs had already was like, oh yeah, this is going to happen. They're all going to come into your house and ask about me. I like the coffee thing where she's like, did anybody want coffee? And they're like, no. And then after that whole like kind of almost a little emotional thing about Major Briggs, they're like, yeah, we'll have the coffee.
Yeah, she tells Bobby, your father never lost hope in you and knew that you would turn around and he'd be so proud, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so let's have that coffee now. And they're all for it.
Yeah.
When they get back to the police station, Bobby's kind of smiling to himself. They're like, do you know something about this? He's like, yes, I know what that is. I know how to open it. Mm-hmm. Throws it on the ground twice. It hums once. And then when the humming stops, he does it again. And it opens up and it's got papers in it with times, dates, and a coordinates. And then a piece of that space junk garble from the original show that had Cooper in it.
Mm-hmm. The 2 Coopers.
Yeah, so this has just 2 Coopers, so they keep that sort of gets reinforced. 2 Coopers. Yeah, the Cooper that came back is not the real Cooper. The real Cooper's in the lodge, et cetera, et cetera.
The stuff written on the paper is directions, like instructions almost too.
Yeah, coordinates.
And Bobby knows what it means. He knows, oh no, I can't remember the place that they have that him and his...
Jack Rabbit's Palace?
That's what I think that's what it is. And Bobby's like, oh, I know what that is too. So they're like, great, let's just do that, like in a few days, like when the time says, let's go and figure it out.
It's a date in October and there's coordinates and a time, and that believe it's 2:53. That's when the switch happened or was supposed to happen.
Bobby's coming in clutch with all of this stuff about his dad.
Right. And then during all that in Buckhorn, where the FBI and Diane are, she's receiving texts from Evil Cooper. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's on this episode or shortly thereafter. Gordon's kind of like, he and Albert are like, something ain't right with Diane either. We know that's not Cooper.
Yeah.
And something ain't cool with her. And Albert ends up basically tapping. He gets the messages too. He knows that she's receiving codes.
And that's why I keep saying she's kind of sus, because what's going on? But it's very interesting. Her like weird. She obviously knows Evil Cooper, but at the same time, she was really upset talking to him, which
Right.
could have been an act or whatever. But like at the same time, you're like, what's happening?
He mentions, you remember that night, or she asks him, when was the last time we saw each other?
Mm-hmm.
It was at her house. He's like, do you remember that night? Or I'll never forget it. And she's like, I'll never forget it. And then she implies to Gordon something very awful happened. I think we can all
kind of assume
what that was.
Yeah.
There's that whole aspect to it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we've mentioned Chad.
I was going to say, because the scene right before Bobby is like, I know what to do with the silver thing. We get a great but also awful scene of Chad eating 2 TV dinners and like a bowl of mystery substance. Yeah, soup, I guess.
Dessert or pudding or something. I don't know.
It's yellow and like liquid.
Garmonbozia? I don't know.
Yeah, ew.
But he's such a chump, and we hadn't talked about him yet, but he comes up a number of times in these episodes, and he is on the take. He is getting paid by Richard to cover stuff up.
Yeah, like his hit and run.
He's eating in the conference room where you're not supposed to eat.
Yeah,
and they're like, get out of here. I don't know why he's even there. Nobody likes him.
Nobody likes Chad, so
let's fire his ass.
Yeah, get him out of here. Also, because he's literally like a bad cop anyway, so it's just like, get him out.
Yeah, I don't think they know he's on the take, obviously, or he would be fired, but he is a dick, so...
Yeah, just kick him off. Does he ask Hawk? He's like, are you going to open the door or something?
Yeah.
He's holding his like 4
He's like a little help,
food.
And then nobody does anything, and he's like, asks again, basically, and Hawk, being the better man, goes ahead and opens it for him.
It's so funny. They all hate him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, totally understandable. Diane interviews Bill Hastings Tammy, sorry.
Yeah.
Interviews Bill Hastings, and this is where I pointed out that earlier with Bill, I had noticed, boy, he sure does hold his head a lot. During his interrogation, or not even really interrogations, just when the cops are talking to him, he's always holding his head in his hands.
Yeah, he always at least has one hand like touching his head or something. It's such an awful detail to be like, oh, yeah.
But this is where we find out his connection, which I had totally forgotten about. But he and Ruth, the librarian who got killed, were investigating the zone.
Yeah.
Another dimension.
Yeah.
They had encountered Major Briggs in this at a certain spot in Buckhorn on Sycamore Street. So now we know why
Dougie recognized
was triggered by Sycamore. And if it has something more to do with that, I don't know. But, we do see Sycamore later on with Bill Hastings. This is where he takes them. He and Ruth discovered this and met with Major Briggs and got coordinates from him, which Ruth ended up writing down on her hand. Yeah. And then they saw Major Briggs's head come off.
Yeah, he got decapitated.
And then that's when Ruth dies.
Yeah. It's great that he tells them, like, oh, Ruth had the coordinates on her arm, but at this point, they only have Ruth's head and Major Briggs's body. So it's like, what do we do with that?
Yeah, and I'm kind of thinking, oh, did the woodsman do something to her head? They like to F around with heads. I mean, we see the woodsman in episode 8 just squash people's heads.
God, it's so gross. They like use their like thumbs and just like crunch them. Especially
with that disc jockey, it just splatters all over the place.
It's so gross.
That's sort of their thing. We'll see it again later. Bill explains this whole thing, and I was like, oh, I mean, that's a pretty key thing, but the way they space stuff out, I mean, we saw him last in like episode 3 or something.
Yeah, it's been a while.
And so this is 6 episodes later. I had no memory of him being involved in this way. So they have stumbled upon another portal to the Black Lodge and all of that stuff in Buckhorn.
I also just really like the scene itself because he's so sad.
Oh, yeah.
He's so sad about Ruth. And they talk about, I want to go scuba diving and everything. He's so sad. It's so
Matthew
depressing.
Lillard does a great job.
Love him.
He does a great job. It's kind of one of those things where you can almost see people laughing at it, but it feels so genuine to me. I just love it. And yeah, I mean, I
yeah.
want to scuba.
Yeah,
We were
seriously.
gonna go to, I can't remember where they were going to go, but
We were gonna go to the Bahamas. We were gonna scuba dive and drink mixed drinks on the beach. And we were gonna soak up the sun. I wanna go scuba diving.
Somewhere. Yeah, they had
He
like a whole
loved
thing
her
planned out.
and-
Yeah, they were like
Ah,
in love.
that's sad. It's very sad.
And I like that they were little investigators totally outside of Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
This is in Dakota, and they were like, I know about this weird little place, and we're investigating it. And it has, well, to them, it had nothing to do with Twin Peaks.
Oh.
It's a good, I like it. I like the different.
They're interested in other dimensions. They're interested in parallel universes and things like that. And she was very good at discovering this stuff or researching it and finding things. You know, she's a librarian.
Yeah.
Well, and then that sort of keys into this thing where there are these other spots in the US and probably around the world where these weird things happen. You know, New York is where that other portal was. Las Vegas has got something going on, right?
Yeah, something's happening in LA.
Oh, it's where Evil Coop has set up his whatever with Todd, our guy from Mulholland Drive, Patrick Fischler.
I mean, Dougie comes out of the outlet in Las Vegas, so...
In Las Vegas. Todd sending Ike out and all these other people out to do this stuff from that office. And so there's something going on there. There's going to be another place later on, very near the end of the show that, is another one of these spots.
Yeah, these little hot spots.
Yeah, exactly. So au revoir, I can never say. Simone comes back, plays out this episode, and we've got those two girls talking at the Roadhouse.
Yeah, which I recognized the blonde one as Sky Ferraria because she's a musician. I know her music. Me and Emma and Will all have listened to her at some point. It's so seeing her and also seeing her, because she's like normal, like she looks normal usually, but like in the show she looks disgusting. Yeah,
she's got a really bad rash under her armpit that she keeps digging at.
And their sound effects for that are terrible. Like you can hear every scratch of her skin.
And then the other girl that she's talking to, is on that show Pluribus that we watched. Yeah. And I don't recall seeing her in anything else other than that. But the second she sat down, I was like, oh crap, that's the chick from Pluribus.
That's that girl, yeah. So that was a cool little, and also their scene is just kind of them like talking. Like I don't think it has to do with really anything.
Yeah, I think most of those discussion scenes that we see in the Roadhouse aren't really related to the show.
Yeah, they're just background.
Except maybe in tone or how weird this place is.
Yeah, because she's talking about how she got fired.
Right.
Because she was high or whatever or something.
One fast food place, and then she goes and works at another fast food place.
Right across the street. It's just like, okay.
We go back to Jerry in this one, still lost in the forest, and he is tripping out on his foot. And that foot inexplicably talks to him and says, I am not your foot.
I am not your foot.
And this little, like, high-pitched voice.
That's got to be David Lynch. It's got to be David Lynch.
That's probably. The cut back, because it's, like, on his foot for most of it, like, the shot, and then it cuts back, and he's, like, his foot's out, and he's leaned all the way back from it, and in this, like, just stupid pose, because he's like, oh, what's happening?
Terrified.
It's so good.
And then he tries to fight it and flips over.
Yeah.
Hawk, electricity is humming.
You hear it in the mountains and rivers. You see it
dance among the seas and stars and glowing around the moon. But in these days, the glow is dying.
What will be in the darkness that
remains? The Truman brothers are both true men. They are your brothers.
And the others?
The good ones who have been with you. Now the circle is almost complete. Watch and listen to the dream of time and space. It all comes out now, flowing like a river.
That which is and is not. Hawk.
Laura is the one.
Yeah, so we get quite a bit of Richard in this episode.
Unfortunately.
Who tracks down Miriam, who was in the diner telling that story at some point. I don't remember which episode that was.
That was in like one of the first couple, I think.
Yeah, she saw him run that kid over and called the police and identified him. So he finds her trailer, tries to kill her.
It's a pretty brutal.
Oh, yeah.
Gnarly. Well, he's insane. I don't like Richard.
Well, and then he goes and beats up his grandma.
Yeah, what the hell? and he fully tries. Yeah, he tries to like explode Miriam because he leaves her gas on, right?
Yeah, and for some reason, I had written down in my notes, like, oh, he killed Miriam. For some reason, have an explosion happening in
your
head. And that never did happen. So he does not kill her. He tries to.
She gets pretty effed up, though. Like,
goes to his grandma's house. Apparent to me now that Sylvia and Ben Horn are no longer together.
Yeah, I kind of figured when we were watching it. I was like, well, they're not. He's not there, so. Yeah,
and she is, of course, still taking care of Johnny. And has help doing that. But Johnny had hurt himself the previous episode by running into a wall.
He's very fast, apparently.
Yeah, and now he's strapped to a chair with a helmet on. And
his
Richard even messes around with him. Yeah, he's got that weird bear that just says that same line the whole time that Richard is there.
His little toy. Yeah, Richard sucks. He's mean to Johnny, too. And it's like, dude.
No, he is not a good guy.
No.
And I can't wait for you to find out why.
I'm scared. That's the second time you've said that. And I'm like, I don't know.
We get a little bit of Carl singing, which I always love. Harry Dean Stanton singing a country song.
Yeah.
He does that quite often in some of his older movies. It's lovely. We get to see Stephen and Becky again.
Oh, yeah.
They're no good for each other.
No.
They live at the trailer park. Carl is concerned for her.
I love him. He's so chill. She's continuing that cycle that her mom, Loki, started.
Right.
Love you, Shelley. Sorry.
No, it's very true. And it's true to life, too.
Yep.
So the casino boys, the Mitchum brothers, I can never remember their names, come back around, them and their ladies.
Yeah, these two brothers that live together and also, I think, live with these like showgirls.
Yeah, sure. Totally normal.
Yep, whatever, man.
They see Dougie on the news and recognize him. I got ahead of myself earlier and was totally confusing things. They see him on the news, recognize him as Mr. Jackpots. Still aren't happy about that, but, he didn't cheat or anything, so what can you do?
Yeah.
They find out about Ike the Spike, who they were, again, familiar with.
Yeah, they knew him as well.
So happy that he's been arrested.
Yeah. They have a fun scene with Candy, one of their showgirls.
What was that all about? She
was trying to get a fly.
Yeah, she was trying to get a fly and hit him in the face.
It's with like the remote or whatever, and then became catatonic apparently
she goes
after.
Catatonic after that. She's so distraught. It's bizarre.
She's so strange. The two other girls are kind of just like around her, like, oh, okay, I don't know what to do with her.
They don't do a whole lot. They keep asking Candy to do everything, and she's like,
and she's
zoned
not able.
Out. Also in this episode, we get Todd again calling Tom Sizemore's character, who works with Dougie, and they're saying, pin the denial of the brothers' claim on Dougie. Yeah. So now they have double reason to want to take Dougie out.
Kill him. Yeah.
They wanted to already, or they wanted to do something because he won all that money. But now Tom Sizemore is like, hey, Dougie Jones is the one that denied your claim, not me.
Yeah, wasn't the casino thing, like him winning all the money had to do with them like owning casinos or something, right? Or am I confusing storylines?
No, they're the owners of the casino that he won the money in. The claim is something different. The claim is about another casino of theirs that burned down.
Yeah.
and they pinned it on arson. This Tom Sizemore character, I have no idea what his name is.
Yeah, I don't know.
Denies the claim because he says it was arson, which cost them $30 million.
Yeah.
It wasn't arson. It was a legit claim.
Yeah.
He's trying to pin this denial on Dougie so that the brothers hate him even more. And this is directed by Todd, who is working for Evil Coop.
Evil Coop.
They're all now entangled in this.
Okay, I see.
Dougie finally gets to the doctor, gets checked out.
It's been so freaking long.
Well, he's got there's a lot going on.
That's true.
He's shirtless during his
little physical, I guess.
Physical. And Janie was like, oh,
dang.
Okay. And is really, really, really into Dougie's new body.
New hot bod.
Really into it.
Because she had already mentioned when she was trying to dress him in his ugly green suit that she was like, you've lost some weight. And then finally when they go to the doctor, she's like, whoa.
Yeah.
And she's staring at him. She's looking at him like he's a piece of meat. It's so funny.
Hey, why not? Female gaze. Go for it, girl.
Come on. Oh my gosh.
We've got more Jacoby and Nadine. I love that her drape store is called Run Silent, Run Drape.
I know. It's so dumb. And also the fact that she has the store, period.
Hey, man.
In the OG, she couldn't even get a patent on it. So, there you go, girl. Come on.
I thought somebody at towards the end of the show was like, this is a brilliant idea or something.
Oh, maybe. She's so strange. And of course she's listening to Jacoby's low-key conspiracy podcast.
Yeah, Nadine is hooked on Jacoby's stuff. We've seen her a couple of times now. Or watching his YouTube thing, I guess.
Yeah, something. Her store in the front window has the golden shovel hanging from it.
Yeah. Well, we saw her
so funny
order one, I believe.
Yeah, but it's just funny that she's like, where can I hang this? Right here.
This is where we get to see Albert kind of start falling for someone.
Oh, yeah.
The coroner who has discovered not discovered, but done all this stuff with Major Briggs's body.
Yeah, she found his prints and stuff. Kind of.
She and Albert kind of start feeling a little connection over his corpse.
You know what? Perfect meet cute. It works.
She's sarcastic and he's I don't even know what the word is for him.
Cynical? Acrid. I don't know. Yeah, something.
I don't think sarcastic quite sums up Albert. He's found a kindred spirit and I love that for him. After reading that little synopsis, I realized I had written down that Gordon sees an image of Laura at his hotel door.
Okay, that's what I was going to say. I was like, it's in a building or something. Very specific. Yeah, they go, Albert and, oh shoot, what's her name? I don't even know. I was just going to say Jane Addams, but that's the actress. Go on a little date kind of later. They hang out. It's cute. Yep. And I think Gordon and Tammy? Or is it Diane? One of them, they comment about it. They're like, oh, look.
They're checking them out. They're all at a bar together and at some point, and Albert and the coroner are at a table, smiling and laughing. They're
having fun.
Yeah, and this is where Albert tells Gordon that he's intercepting the messages that Diane is getting. Tammy shows them a photo of Evil Coop at the glass box in New York. That was on one of the other, there were hundreds of
cameras and
file.
The cards, whatever they're called.
Yeah, I can't remember what they're called.
Either SIM cards.
SIM cards.
Yeah.
There's a picture of Evil Coop there, so they're starting to
everything's connecting
things as well.
Quite a coincidence if they weren't, connected.
Hawk gets another call from the log lady, and she says Laura is the one.
Which, she's the golden orb. And it's always been Laura.
Mr. Jackpot! Oh, this is the man I told you about. I wanted to see you again. I've thought of you every day. What you did for me. You changed my life. This is my dear son, Denver. He's back in my life again. I have a little dog. I have a house. I have my life back again. How can I ever thank you? I hope you realize what a special person you have dining with you. He saved my life.
Sure saved us a lot, too.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Jones. I'm so thankful I got a chance to say thank you again.
Part 11.
This is probably, other than 8, I think this was probably my favorite of this batch of episodes. I loved episode 11.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I loved it.
It's good. There's a lot of good stuff going on.
Well, yeah, we get some character comebacks too at the very end of the episode, which was awesome. But I liked it.
We find out Miriam is, in fact, not dead. A couple of boys, 3 boys playing catch, see her crawling out of the bushes.
One of those kids is very young, and I'm like, imagine seeing that and being like, oh, what do I do?
Yeah, I think this goes back to that incident that David Lynch and his brother had, which he talks about in that Art Life documentary that we watched, where he saw, something traumatic as a child and it made him cry and traumatized him. I mean, he has used that. It's in Blue Velvet. Whenever I see this scene, that's what I think of.
Yeah, these poor kids.
Yeah.
'Cause she's like groaning and stuff too. It's just, it's freaky.
We've got Stephen and Becky. Stephen is apparently screwing around with Kirsten Hayward, who makes her first appearance on the show.
Yeah, which is also crazy. Yeah, we've talked about Kirsten. Did we know her name when we first?
We figured it out.
Crazy pairing, kind of. Like, girl.
She's apparently messed up now, too. Becky shoots a gun through his door.
Becky's kind of crazy. I kind of love her, but this is also when we get her. I think Shelley goes to stop her.
Yeah, and gets flung off her car.
Becky gets in Shelley's car, right? And like drives off, and Shelley gets on the front of the car on the hood, and she flings her off, and her shoes go flying. And it's crazy. It's so bad. Which I know crazy. We did also say that, I'm going back an episode or two, when we said that Dougie recognizes the red shoes, we attributed that to Audrey, but I also noticed that Shelley's wearing red shoes in this scene. Is that a double R like dress code thing? Because I was wondering about Annie too.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah. I always think of Audrey.
Yeah.
She slips out of the one pair of shoes into the red shoes at school.
That's true.
I mean, it's like a lot is made of that.
That is very true. But yeah, she goes flying and her shoes go flying.
Yeah.
And it's insane. Because also, that's your mom, girl. Like,
I know. No guy is worth any of this.
No.
Let's just get that out of the way right now.
Oh my God.
In Buckhorn, they go to the spot where Bill Hastings says that this meeting with Major Briggs took place. It's on Sycamore Street, which we already mentioned. It's a vacant lot with a lot of electrical wires around, which is a constant theme throughout all this.
Spooky.
And then poor Gordon almost gets sucked away by the vortex that he encounters there.
And it takes like so long for Albert to be like, oh shit, I gotta do something.
Yeah, I feel like should probably go grab him.
Yeah. It's like, oh, my boss is low-key being like sucked into oblivion. What's happening? Well, I think he kind of like disappears for a second too. And then Albert's like, oh.
And they encounter or see a woodsman in the distance.
Scary.
And that woodsman sneaks into the police car where Bill Hastings is sitting in the back. And the Buckhorn cop is in the front seat still, but...
I think Diane sees the woodsman. She knows something's up.
Yeah, she does see the woodsman. Doesn't say anything, but I think she knows what's up. And woodsman climbs in the back seat with Bill Hastings and once again squishes his brains out.
Obliterates his head, yeah. R.I.P. I liked him.
R.I.P. Bill, and it just explodes this time, and the cop is like, oh my God, what happened?
No, he's like, what? How did that happen? He like calls them over, and they're like, what happened? He's
Bro.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah, and they kind of discuss the fact that they had seen this woodsman, and Diane's like, well, I think I might have seen something, but, whatever.
I don't know. And then I think this is where they find Ruth's body, yeah?
Yeah, they find her body, her headless body, and the coordinates.
On her arm.
On her arm.
So they have that now. They have one full body.
Yeah, they do. And I believe they take a picture of the coordinates.
I think Albert literally just takes a picture on his phone, like his cell phone.
Yeah.
So,
this whole scenario back at Twin Peaks in the Double R with Bobby and Shelley and Becky, and they're discussing her situation.
Yeah.
And the gun going off.
Mm-hmm.
This section is part of why I also love this episode.
It's very surreal and strange.
And chaotic.
Yeah.
And I think it's a very on-the-nose critique of our society. I mean, a gunshot just blows through the Double R, and when Bobby goes to investigate, discovers that this family had a gun in their car and the kid shot it, and the kid ain't sorry about it. I mean,
he does not care.
Bobby looks at the kid and he's got this smirk on his face. And I'd do it again.
Yeah, and it's just like...
It's horrifying.
And the parents are mad at each other. It's just, not...
It almost makes me think the kid did it on purpose.
Yeah.
Actually, while this is going on and he's trying to get back up for this situation, that someone is just blaring on their horn the whole time. Get out of the way, get out of the way. It's really irritating for one thing. And then Bobby goes to investigate that.
Because they're like, dude.
And the woman is, we're late. I need to go. Get them out of the way. She has a zombie kid in her car.
Yeah, she's like, my daughter needs something. Relative is sick and like la 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 la. And then she like comes up in the front seat and is like zombified. She's disgusting.
This car seat is reclined and she's moaning or whatever. And then she sticks her arms out and comes up and is vomiting up green bile.
The barf was upsetting again.
And Bobby's, the look on his face,
he's like,
matches the audience's. Like, what in the hell is going on?
What's happening? Also, rough night for Bobby because he totally just got ditched by Shelley like a couple minutes earlier when her boyfriend came, and he was just like,
yeah,
okay. And his insane daughter is also insane. So like, what?
Yeah, it's just
poor dude. Long night for Bobby.
I mean, this was pre-pandemic, a lot of the crap that happened during the pandemic and after. But it makes me think of all of that. Like, what is wrong with this kid? The gun violence, Miriam crawling out of the woods earlier, all that stuff. It's like, this is a dark, dark world that we live. Not just Twin Peaks, like our world.
Actually, yeah. It's just so, the barf is so gross. Scary zombie child.
It's freaky. It's really upsetting
very
and
strange.
disturbing.
Yeah. Because I remember before they show the kid and stuff, I just remember that scene was happening. I was like, who's honking their horn?
Knock it off.
I was like, stop. And then Bobby goes to finally investigate, and you're just like, oh, yuck. Like, this is terrible.
It's a really intense scene.
Yeah.
We've got Hawk's wonderful map in this episode with all the little secret places and stuff. And then we get the connection to one of the connections to what Dougie has been scribbling and that Bushnell has figured out. That comes to fruition in this episode. They realize that the Mitchum brothers' claim was legit.
Yeah.
Because of the quote unquote work that Dougie's been doing.
Which, yeah.
Of course, in the meantime, they've been plotting to take care of Dougie.
Yeah.
Have called the office and said, we want to meet with him. And his boss is like, okay.
Okay.
Like, this makes sense.
Go ahead.
I'm going to give you the $30 million check to give to them.
Which is just in like an envelope, isn't it? Like, it's not really.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
like, it makes sense, but also like just sending your employee out with an envelope with 30 million in it is just like, maybe more precaution. I don't know.
These aren't the questions we ask when watching Twin Peaks, Cleo.
This is true.
Their intentions are not good with Dougie, but they call the office and arrange this meeting, and perfect timing because you expose the corruption in our office, and their claim was legit, so I'm happy to honor it. And so when you're meeting them, give them this $30 million.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, they send the car around to pick Dougie up. It's the same guy that drove him home at the beginning of the show.
It's a limo this time also, isn't it? Like, they put him in the nice...
What was a limo when they took him home from the casino?
Oh, okay.
This time, though, he's getting driven out to the desert which
is not where I think they said they were going to go.
Well, according to lore, that's where all the bodies are buried in Las Vegas.
Yes, this is very
so.
I don't even know if that's lore. I think that's just the truth.
There's going to be another one. I don't know which Mitchum brother it is, but Jim Belushi, whichever brother he is, had a dream. And if the dream comes true, they cannot kill Dougie. And we don't know what the dream is.
No.
Or he explains parts of it, but
he talks about the box and all that. He's like, if it's in the box or whatever. It's so funny the way he's like not saying any of the details, and also the fact that he's telling his brother this like moments before they're supposed to go through with whatever they're going to do with Dougie. And it's just like, you could have said this earlier.
Well, I think he's struggling with it early on in the scenes, like when they're having breakfast and stuff, because he brings up the dream multiple times throughout.
Yes, he does.
The episode when we're focused on the Mitchum brothers. And when his boss is taking him down to meet the car, Dougie sees a shop and goes in there and buys something, takes that with him.
Him holding the box.
Holds it the whole time, and then he gets dropped off in the desert with the Mitchum brothers. And the one brother is still like, let's just kill him. And the other one's like, no, let's see what's in the box. And if what I told you is in the box, we can't kill him. They do, and it is what his dream told him it would be, a cherry pie.
Yeah.
And then they frisk Dougie, because they have no idea he has a check, and Dougie does not have the wherewithal to give them the check. He just has it on him. So they frisk him as well, and then discover the check, and all's good. They now love Dougie.
They're like, oh my gosh. They like become besties with him immediately.
Oh yeah, because of the dream, because they get their 30 million for one thing. So the 425,000 they don't have to worry about anymore. All's well. And a dream again. If
another prophetic dream.
Apparently, Todd, the guy who was trying to arrange this portion of it, had something against the Mitchum brothers, and that's like why they're I don't know, that comes up in the episode somehow, and I'm like, okay, I don't know.
I don't know what's happening.
What any of that has to do with this stuff.
Yeah, they become besties, and then they're like, well, I guess we should just go all have fun together. And then I think they go into the restaurant or like bar and get drinks with Dougie. And the scene is also awesome.
Yeah, they take him, I think, to an Italian restaurant or something.
I think so.
And who shows up?
The little, like, homeless lady from the third episode that he helps get a jackpot. And she's there, and she's dripped out. She's got this fancy dress on. Her hair is all done. She looks great. Yeah. And she's like, Mr. Jackpot.
And she's with her son, I think?
Yeah, who was like estranged.
Right. So he set her
on a great path. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. I believe I told you. I think we see her again.
Yeah, I think you might have mentioned it. And then it's in the best way possible because she's rich.
I knew it was a good outcome.
Yeah.
Pretty sure we see her again and she is doing well.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is when it happens.
And she's so nice to Dougie. Well, she calls him Mr. Jackpots, but she's like, thank you so much. It's just a cute little scene. It's really sweet.
It is. It's very sweet and heartwarming. And it makes the brothers like him even more.
Yeah. They're like, wow, what a great guy this Dougie is.
So they are on Team Dougie, and they are going to be helping him out. I guarantee it. Guarantee it.
Oh, yeah. And then they have dessert, and they have their cherry pie. And one of the brothers, I don't remember which one it is, says, damn good. This is damn good pie. And Dougie, he like pauses and just freezes. And I was like, oh, he recognizes those words. Mm-hmm. His favorite term.
And once again, everybody's going, he's going to come back. That has to do it. That has to be it. Nope. No, but he does enjoy that pie.
It. Oh, yeah.
Damn good.
Yeah, I had a thought when we were watching that. I was like, is this why they do that in that amazing episode of The X-Files, Jose Chung from outer space, with Fox
Mulder
eating all that pie at that diner? I'm like, is that
oh my gosh.
Were they fully riffing on
Wait, they
Twin
totally...
Peaks?
They had to have been. That show is so connected with Twin Peaks. They had to have been. I believe it.
Yeah.
Even if it's not true, I'm saying it is.
I don't know if I've thought that before or not. Whenever, I love that episode and we've watched it multiple times over the last few years. And I'm like,
well, he eats like 4 pieces and there's multiple scenes of Cooper and Gordon where they have like 3 pieces of pie and he's just like eating it and eating it.
I think Jose Chung says he eats a whole pie in that.
Yeah.
So,
dude, wait, that like actually might be. That's awesome.
I think we stay in Las Vegas at the end of this episode and it's just the piano playing in the restaurant.
I think you're right.
He ate a whole pie in that fashion, then got up and left.
Come on, Audrey. You know I don't have a crystal ball. It's already late and I'm getting sleepy. I have so much more work to do before I get to sleep.
In episode 12, our original cast member return is Audrey.
Yeah.
Who is not happy with her husband, Charlie. Poor guy.
No. Well, he doesn't really even seem to... He's very unfazed by it, in a way.
By what?
Her being mad at him and stuff.
Well, for one thing, he's very tired, which he says like half a dozen times.
He's like, please.
But she wants to find Billy.
Mm-hmm.
There was a guy in one of the earlier episodes, I think episode 7, who ran into the Double R and was screaming for Billy. Does anyone know where Billy is or something to that effect? I don't know if it's the same Billy.
Well, I feel like probably given what she says about Billy, that he's disappeared.
Right. I mentioned to you, and I think I got this idea from the Red Letter Media episode on The Return, and it sort of rings true to me with these Audrey scenes because it feels very disconnected to anything that's going on in the show. For one thing, who's Billy? And all I can think of is Billy Zane, who played the guy that she ended up falling for towards the end of the show. And I'm like, are we being meta here?
Yeah.
With her character?
I can't even remember his character name at the moment. But yeah, I'm like...
But not even characters, though. Is this Audrey or is this Sherilyn Fenn? He calls her Audrey. She's Audrey, but it's like, who are we talking about?
Yeah. What's going on here?
Everything that she talks about, none of it, maybe it'll become clear, as many of these things have. And I know that's how this show works. It unfolds. I don't know what she's talking about. He just feels put upon by her and she wants to go out right now, but he's
she's
tired.
Bored. Yeah.
He calls Tina about all of this. Whoever Tina is gets information that he doesn't then share with her. It's just all very odd.
It's
Audrey
strange,
will be back. She will be back.
Yeah.
And I think when we see her later, it sort of does ring true, this idea that this is meta, that this is about the show. Because Sherilyn Fenn was apparently unhappy. She's not in Fire Walk with Me because of that. Felt abandoned by Lynch or whatever. It may even have just been like she didn't like her character being killed off.
Yeah.
Apparently she wasn't, but... that's a typical thing in shows where you kill somebody, but not really.
Yeah. If you don't see a body in a TV show, they're not dead.
If someone's popular and keeps the audience coming back, right?
Yeah.
The FBI part of this episode has to do with the Blue Rose cases, the Blue Rose files. Again,
the X-Files.
X-Filey. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They mentioned Project Blue Book, which I believe is real. I think that is the real government investigation into UFOs.
Probably.
And phenomena.
The nuke happened in New Mexico. Everything goes back to New Mexico and UFOs.
I believe that's where, Blue Rose as a name comes from that Project Blue Book. They call these cases Blue Rose. They initiate Tammy into the Blue Rose group and then deputize Diane so that she can officially work for them.
Yeah.
And are still wary of Diane, though, but I think they're playing.
Yeah, I think they kind of are aware, and
they're playing into it, trying to appear as if they think everything's cool.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't remember seeing those beef jerky there before.
That's new.
What type is it?
It's turkey, not beef.
Is it smoked?
I think so. It's the same as beef jerky, except made from turkey.
Were you here when they first came?
Yes. They brought it in a couple weeks ago.
Your room seems different. And men are coming.
She has her episode in the store, in the grocery store.
Sarah Palmer.
Yes, Sarah Palmer has her episode. Yeah, she's just like, they've shown her, I think, yeah, we've talked about it. She's watching that scary animal documentary or whatever. She lives kind of grossly. She's in the same house that, you know, her and Leland owned or whatever. And she drinks. So she's back at the grocery store just like getting stuff and jerky and more alcohol. I think, doesn't she get like 3 bottles of something? Of vodka?
She gets a ton of vodka and then Bloody Mary mix. So her drink is Bloody Marys. She trips out over the turkey jerky that's behind the cashier.
Yeah.
That's new. And this sets her off for some reason.
Yeah. And she just gets a little scary and a little crazy. The guy that is the other cashier is also there. And they're both kind of just like, do you need help, miss? Like, is something going on? And she's like tweaking out in the line with all of her groceries. It's just very strange because she's not been, again, crazy in a lot of these episodes. Like, she's not been a crazy part of it. So we go back to Sarah Palmer and then she's being very odd.
Ends up leaving, I think, without
I don't think she takes. Yeah, I don't think she takes anything. The workers are like, I guess we should tell somebody. I think that's how Hawk figures out, or like they know.
They call the police.
Yeah.
He goes to check up on her. She's not entirely pleasant to Hawk.
No.
And then he hears something in her house.
Yeah, in her kitchen. And she does, like, I think she also kind of like acknowledges it too.
Well, she looks back.
Yeah.
When he hears the sound. I mean, they both react to the sound.
Yeah. Because it's like clanking around in the kitchen or whatever. Yeah. And he asks about it. I think he says, is someone in there with you? Is someone else here? And I can't remember, of course, I can't remember right now, but she says something very weird in response. And she's like, no, it's just it or something strange like that. Like, not the right answer that you're supposed to give.
Somebody in the house?
No. No, just something in the kitchen.
You're okay then.
Goddamn bad story, isn't it, Hawk?
But I remember when we were watching, we were like, what does that mean? Yeah, it's just a weird little like addition to this episode because you're like, okay, well, like, can we go back to Sarah Palmer and like the creature in her house? Like, what's happening there?
Yeah, I mean, what is happening in her house? What was happening 25 years ago in her house?
Yeah.
What is it? I believe we've seen shots of the
fan,
the ceiling fan, which was foreboding in the original show, foreboding most definitely in Fire Walk with Me.
Yeah, because Bob did stuff with it or whatever. That's how she knew.
Electricity has something to do with how all of this happens. I mean, that's talked about in Fire Walk with Me. And it's been implied throughout the show. We constantly see electrical wires. Coop comes back through an outlet. That was the third thing that he noticed in the police station.
He looks at the outlet. Yep.
Looks at the outlet.
That is totally right. Yeah, just a weird Sarah Palmer scene.
She'll be back too. She's got an even weirder scene later on.
Oh boy.
The key has made its way back to the Great Northern.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's Beverly. Somebody gives it to Ben Horn. I think it's Beverly.
I think it's Beverly. She's like, oh, we got this in the mail. Ben Horn is like, wait a second.
Yeah, and he recognizes that this was the room that Cooper had been in. It's kind of interesting that everybody who encounters this key is like, oh, 315, that's where Cooper... I wouldn't remember where somebody stayed.
Yeah. Well, he had a big impact on their lives.
It did, but still, really remember where one person stayed 25 years ago?
Well, I do love that Beverly is like, who the hell is Dale Cooper? Like, she's like, what are you talking about? And he's like, because that's a crazy story to have to recount to, like, your employee.
the point of it is that when he gets it back, he's thinking, oh, I should give this to Sheriff Truman to give to Harry.
Yeah.
Because he knew Dale and...
Well, they were like besties.
Yeah, they were buds. That will be another clue for Truman and Hawk and Bobby and all them. Like, oh, this came back. Interesting. The room that Cooper was in. What does this all mean?
It just sucks that there's no... Because when Jade mailed it, she just tossed it in the thing, and then it obviously got sent back, but they have no way of knowing that it came from Las Vegas. And that would have been like a direct shot to be like, oh, we got to look in Las Vegas.
We do get an example of Gordon being a naughty little boy in this episode with his French lady friend.
Oh, the scene is so great.
Oh my God, I wanted to kill this woman. Albert comes to Gordon's room because he's got information, I think, about some of the texts or whatever that Diane's been receiving. And Gordon has a lady friend there, and Albert is like, can I please speak to Gordon alone? And she takes forever to leave.
But that seems like that's so long.
Yeah. And it makes me insane because I hate when people do, I get it. It's definitely played for laughs. I am with Albert on this. Like, I would have wrung this lady's neck. Like, get out of the room. I need to talk to Gordon.
She has to pick up like every single one of her belongings and like also talk to them, and everyone's just, and Albert's just like,
and give him a smooch and what, blah, 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 whatever. It's like, oh my Lord, I'm gonna flip out here.
It's so long. It's so, poor Albert.
Of anything on this show that tests my patience, that scene is
It's that scene.
Oh my God, this drives me nuts. We have our henchmen carrying out the hit on... And I like this too because they take out the warden, who's obviously mixed up in stuff too because Evil Coop has got stuff on him. I mean, he blackmails him with whatever, this information that's on these dog legs that has been sent to people. We didn't even talk about all that, but that, I don't even know. I have no idea what any of that is about. You found a dog leg in my car. There's 3 others.
Yeah, that...
Got this information about Mr. Strawberry and blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay.
Whatever you say, man. Like, okay.
And Ray, not Ray, but some other name that's actually the name of a real person, but I don't think it has it, or a person from a movie or something. I don't know. I looked into it and I'm like, this doesn't make any sense.
You're like, what am I reading?
Yeah, they blow his brains out, and then the warden's kid comes out and finds him, and it's like,
oh yeah,
that little touch of real world.
Yeah, terrible.
This has consequences for people. It's not just, I like that those bits are thrown in there. That whole stuff with that scene with Bobby out on the street and this, and I definitely think there's a lot of commentary about the state of our world at that time, and it's not gotten any better. And I enjoy that.
I'm going back to Ben and the key also. They tell him about Richard.
Yes.
Being evil. I actually just saw this on like TikTok recently where people were like, I have never been able to form like a real opinion on Ben because he's kind of bad. Like the whole scene with Audrey and OG Twin Peaks and his connection to One Eye Jacks and all that.
Yeah.
But also in this scene, he takes it face value that they're like, yo, your grandson is evil and he did a bunch of bad stuff, and he's like, damn, okay, let me help the lady that he almost killed. He says he wants to pay her medical bills or whatever.
Yeah,
it's like, thanks. But then I'm also like, well, you're kind of strange too though.
Again, it's 25 years later. He had back then his fingers in a lot of the town's dirty pies.
Yeah.
One Eye Jacks, the burning down of the mill. He was double crossing people. He was in with what's her name, and with Josie, and with
everyone he could possibly.
Pete's wife. I can't remember her name right now at the moment.
He's Donna's dad. Like, dude.
Yeah, that whole thing that comes up in season 2. Yeah, he is not a good guy, but obviously he's lost his wife. He probably doesn't have a relationship with Audrey, if she's even really Audrey anymore.
Yeah, who are you?
he's older. I mean, he's 25 years older. He's probably softened a bit. And
yeah,
I'm sure that Richard isn't a young guy. He's in his 20s or something. He's probably been a problem his whole life.
Yeah, I think he's probably been evil the whole time he's existed. So, you know.
And that's also part of that thing, too, where you take care of things to keep it quiet, sweep things under the rug. There's a little bit of that into it as well. Not that he's doing that in this case, but he's probably used to taking care of Richard's problems, taking care of Audrey's problems.
Yeah.
Hiding his own problems. I mean, covering things up. That's part of his whole deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's done here in a different way, but it's not something that's unusual for him.
Yeah.
Yes, he instructs Beverly to do that. Find out who this gal is and take care of all her bills.
Also, I'm looking at the at the Wikipedia synopsis for episode 11. Today is the 9-year? It released today, July 23rd in 2017.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
episode
I see.
11.
And then part 12 is July 30th. So
we're like right on track. That's so funny. That was just me getting distracted. Ben's a very interesting. I mean, they all are, but especially him, where it's just like, the motivations and stuff.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out my notes here because I wrote down bar scene. So this is the end of the episode. Nacho Libre, and that's because the gal in this was the nun in Nacho Libre. And then I put rabbits people. And so I'm trying to figure out if this is the episode that Scott Coffey was on. Because I thought I had already talked about him. Or was that on Mulholland? See, I'm getting confused with the Mulholland Drive episode.
We talked about that in Mulholland Drive, and I also remember when we watched the episode.
Yeah.
You mentioned
he's the redhead guy, and he's looking for Richard or Steven or something. Yeah, there I see him. His name is Trick. So he's not Billy. At least.
Not Billy.
Yeah. So that's why, because he played one of the Rabbits characters in those shorts.
Was there a song for this episode at the end?
The Chromatics are back. So we've had 2 repeats so far. And we'll see. Yeah, we'll see who ends up on later episodes. I can't remember. I have no memory other than the 9 Inch Nails. The 9 Inch Nails being on here, like who the rest of the bands are, if we'll see any other repeats.
When I saw that in the credits with the quotes around the 9 Inch Nails.
Yeah. And the other thing, and we'll close out after this, but the other thing that I mentioned, I think the last time we watched episode 10 again, because we watched those first 3 in this group twice. And I said, yeah, you notice that David Lynch's name is in the credits every time for sound design. So he does the sound design and did it for a bunch of his movies too.
That's cool. That's really cool. It makes sense. Like once you listen to it, you're like, well, yeah, this is very strange sometimes.
I mean, he did that starting with Eraserhead. He and Alan Splett did a bunch of the movies until Alan Splett died. And then I think David Lynch just pretty much does it for nearly all of his own movies, does the sound design.
It's cool.
And you definitely hear the same sounds again and again in his movies. Alrighty, well, I think I asked you earlier if you wanted to stop after episode 10. I'm thinking that maybe we do 3.
I think, yeah, for these last 6.
Yeah, especially thinking about the last 3 episodes in particular. There's just we had some meaty episodes on this one where a lot of information was revealed, and it gets to be a bit much, and these end up being really long episodes, and it's hard to keep track of it all. So I'm letting, I guess, the audience know, anybody that's listening, that we will probably have 2 more of these.
Yeah.
So we'll do 13, 14, 15, and then 16, 17, and 18, just to make it a little bit easier. Maybe make the episodes a little bit shorter. And
we can milk it more.
And also easier for us to watch them and then record. It's sort of hard to fit in 6 episodes and then record, and remember everything.
Yeah, remember everything.
All that. So anyway, we'll shoot for that for the last 6 episodes. We'll split it up. Alrighty. Well, that should do it for this one. Thanks, everybody, for listening. Thank you, Cleo, for joining me again.
Of course.
We'll start hitting the next couple of episodes soonish.
Yeah.
All right, people, don't forget.
Anything can happen when you wake up heavy.
Wow, this has just been such a pleasure. I'm such a lucky boy. I can't wait to go home.
Wake Up Heavy is a Weirding Way Media podcast.